Brandon Baumgarten, professional speaker and leadership coach. Well, like many of you, I'm here at my house during quarantine season. 2020 has been a different year than anybody would have ever expected. And I want to say congratulations on being selected to go to Energy Camp 2020. Although there's many people that wish they were at Energy Camp 2020 physically, we're doing some things differently. We're doing it virtually. And as you've completed the program and you've seen all the videos and you've done all the stuff, you may have received some interest. Maybe you've received some sparks. Maybe you've got a sense of motivation or inspiration. And maybe this week, as you've watched the videos and been through it, your interest has been piqued in some way. Well, maybe you're sitting there thinking, you know what, Brandon, I'm seeing some things I've never done before. I'm noticing some industries that I'd like to be part of. I've seen some motivation that really gets me. But now what? And that's a great question. Because now more than ever, we need leaders who are willing to keep the spark alive. Maybe you got a spark of motivation. Maybe you got a spark of inspiration. Maybe you got a spark of interest in a particular field or career or energy outlet. Maybe there's something you want to do. It's time to keep the spark alive. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of times when we go to camps and experiences like this, we tend to keep it to ourselves. And I got to be honest with you, the worst thing we can do for our leadership growth and our own leadership impact is to keep these great leadership moments to ourselves. We've got to challenge ourselves to take what we've learned and use it in our schools, our communities, and even in our families. During this pandemic, I bet you've gotten very close to your families and getting to be close to your siblings and your parents. It's been a different time. And let me tell you something, uncommon times deserve uncommon leaders. And we need leaders just like you who've attended this virtual energy camp to step up and stand out and be the leaders that we need in the time that our generation faces. I used to go to a lot of camps and experiences like what you're going through. And I got to be honest with you, there were some days it really stuck with me. And there were other days I was like, man, am I ever going to use this in life? And I'd hear advice, and sometimes it would go in one ear and stick a little bit, and then it would go out the other. Sound familiar, right? And I'd begin to go through different experiences, and sometimes it stick and sometimes it didn't. Sometimes it stick, sometimes it didn't. And I went through that experience, and I always thought to myself, am I ever going to use this in life? Well, just a few months ago, 6 months to be exact, my wife and I welcomed our little baby girl named Bella into our lives. And for the first time in my life, I realized that I had a purpose in having this baby girl. Bella changed my world because I realized that as a father, I was going to have to step up as the leader of our household. And then it clicked. All the experiences that I'd been through, all the great moments of camp, and the great memories that I'd had with my friends, and all these great sparks of interest that I'd had and motivation, I had them all for a reason. It was so that I could share them with other people and I could pass on the torch to the next generation. See, each and every one of us, we carry a flame, whether we know it or not. A flame of passion, a flame of inspiration, a flame of motivation, and a flame of impact. The question is, are you going to use what you have to better other people, or are you going to simply keep it to yourself? Let me tell you something. Leadership is not just about you. And I'm not trying to mess up with your feelings, but let me be honest with you. Leadership is not just about you. It's about the people around you. And when you start taking what you learned from Energy Camp and you use it to impact other people, you then begin to realize that you get to create an impact that creates legacy and it helps other people. We need leaders who think more about others than about themselves. And I bet as you've been through this Energy Camp experience, although it's different, it will be memorable. Why? Because uncommon times deserve uncommon leaders. I'll close with this. There was a great leader. His name was Sir Winston Churchill. In the midst of World War II, when many things were happening, there was a lot of uncertainty. There was a lot of problems in the world, and not many solutions were being offered up. And a lot of people had no idea what was going to happen next. Until one day, Sir Winston Churchill was asked a very important question. He was asked, "What do you make of your life?" And Sir Winston Churchill looked at the man and said, "Sir, I make a living not by what I get. I make a life by what I give." And that quote's been used by many people. And I believe it still rings true today, that we need leaders who don't just make a living, but they choose to make a life. And you say, "Brandon, how do I do that?" I share with what I've learned with other people. I choose to be a leader who doesn't think about himself, but thinks about others first, who chooses to put a priority on their purpose, who choose to be sparked up for a greater purpose, who realize that they were made for more. And now more than ever, we need leaders. And I know as an energy camper, you were made to do something great with your life. So as we wrap up this session, I hope you realize that you were made to make a difference. You were meant to make a change. But most importantly, Energy Camp, you were born to make an impact. My question that I leave you with is, what kind of impact are you going to make with the spark you've been given this week at Energy Camp? Thank you so much, and God bless you.